What is going on, guys? It's Joe with Hendo Daily, and today we are going to talk about not everyday carry, but everyday rotations. I saw a video the other day. I can't remember what channel it was on, but basically the guy was talking about how everyday carry does not quite mean the same that it used to. And the more I thought about it over the last day and a half, EDC I think can be interpreted differently. So everyday carry, you could take it as literally as that, what you carry every single day. You carry the same stuff every single day, the same knife, the same light, same multi-tool, same watch, whatever EDC means to you, whatever you throw into the realm of EDC. And then I thought about, well, he's got a point there, that not everybody carries the same exact stuff every single day. And that, everyday carry used to mean just that, what you carried in your pockets every day. But the more I thought about it, and the more I continue to think about it, EDC could also be a very open, vague term of what your everyday carry is, meaning what your carry is for that day. And so it kind of got me thinking that there is EDC, there's everyday carry, and then there's your rotations. And that could mean the exact same light, watch, knife, whatever every single day. Or it could be you carry a knife, a light, a watch, a wallet. Some people differ on whether a watch and wallet is considered EDC or not, because that's just kind of automatically on you. But we're not getting into that today. So basically, same gear every single day, or the same type of gear every single day. And I think I tend to lean towards the same type of gear every single day, because everyday carry, if it was just that, everyone would have one knife, one multi-tool, one light, one watch, whatever the case is. So that's why I kind of think I lean towards the same type of gear, same type of EDC every single day. But there may be different ones in each category. You may carry a different knife every day, or a different light every day, or a different watch every day, or shoot, even a different multi-tool every day. But you are carrying the same type of gear every single day. And so that's what I think EDC kind of means to me. So we can separate it by everyday carry, and we can separate it by everyday rotation. So we're going to look at everyday rotation. So I've got 3 watches, 3 lights, 3 knives, and 2 types of tools. We'll get into these. So first, these 2 have been the heaviest in my rotation, my G-Shock and the Casio World Time. These 2 have been on my wrist the most, at least in the recent months. I actually got my Invicta Pro Diver back out yesterday. Had to replace the battery in it, but I got that back out, and I've been wearing that. I wore that yesterday and today, and it kind of made me realize how much I really love this watch, because I haven't worn it in so long since I picked up my G-Shock. I really like a good, solid Pro Diver watch, and so I think that is something that's heavy in my rotation as well. But the main watches have been my G-Shock, and then the 6th or 7th day, my Casio World Time. But overall, looking at the average of my last, even just year of watch wearing, these have been the top 3 consistently. And I've thrown in a nice watch here and there if I'm dressed up for a special occasion, wedding, date night, whatever. But day to day, these are my 3 watches that I rotate through heavily. With currently and more recently the G-Shock being probably the number 1, just because, one, it's my newest watch, so there was the first hype and excitement of it, but it's just so rough and rugged, and it's got a lot of great features on it. I use the timer and the stopwatch quite a bit, a lot more than I thought I would, to be honest with you. And so I really love the features and functions of this watch, as well as the durability of it. It's been through a lot. It's been in the river just in our last camping trip. It was on my wrist the whole time. It has been on my wrist in all the yard work and outside work that I've been doing over the last couple months since we moved into our new house, and it has just taken a beating and held up really well. But then I like to, throw on something a little bit lighter, something with still some cool features and some cool functionality, but something a little bit nicer looking. And then, as I mentioned, I just got a new battery in this, put a new battery in this yesterday, and wearing it yesterday and today, I remember why this was my #1 watch for so long, because it's just such a classic look, classic design. So in regards to everyday rotation, right, those 3 are my top 3 watches. And really everything on this table, I think I've kind of dialed in with my current setup and my current gear, that this is my consistent rotation. So we will get the watches out of the way and move on to the lights. And I kind of did the same thing. I've got my top 3 lights that I have consistently carried since I've gotten them. The Woobin G5, the new yellow one. I did have the black one as well, but the new yellow one and then the Streamlight Micro Stream are my 2 newest lights, and I've really enjoyed these. I've got really nothing but good to say about the Woobin G5. It may not be in my pocket every single day. Some days I, might just prefer a regular old flashlight, standard tube light, whatever. But these 3 have consistently been in my rotation and in my pockets over the last several months, up to a year, I guess. Especially the Phoenix PD25R. This is such a solid light, and I've done a review on this, so I'm not going to go into it. If you want to go check that out, I'll link this video down below. But this is such a solid light for EDC. It really is. But if you want something a little smaller, a little slimmer, which some days I do, like when I'm wearing, in the summer months and I've got my hybrid type of shorts on that are lightweight, and I don't want something this maybe as thick. Not that this is a huge light by any means, but comparatively, there's quite a diameter difference in these lights. So when I'm wearing, lightweight shorts, gym shorts, whatever, I'll typically throw my Streamlight in there. And the Woobin G5, this one I can throw in any pair of pants, shorts, uniform, whatever. Like it just disappears into your pocket. It's so thin. I love the flat design of it. So these 3 have been my consistent heavy rotation flashlights. And so we've got the watches done. We've got the flashlights done. Now we will move on to, let's get into the tool section, right? I have not consistently carried a multi-tool for a long time. I keep one in my backpack, just because I've got 5 or 6 of them, either sitting in a box or sitting in my car or something. But ever since, and I got to shout out Tiny Tool Shop again, ever since I got this from him, and I'm expecting another one here shortly, I reached out to him about getting a basically another modular setup going, but that's besides the point. This has been in my everyday rotation pretty consistently since I got it. And I don't want to say consistently, I say that lightly, because this is a very new product to me, but the tools on it are not necessarily new. I've had pliers, or a type of pliers, whether it was these or the Crescent brand that I've gotten from Home Depot. I've had many ratchet drivers. I've kept a small multi-tool like the classic SD. This one I actually kept on a keyring in my car with my Phoenix EO1 and a tiny pry bar all on one keyring. So this has consistently been carried as well, or at least around and available. But as far as the tools, you can have each individual tool like this, or you can have all of this on one multi-tool. It's really up to you and what your preference is. I've enjoyed carrying something new, something different with this, all-in-one tool holder. And so I think this is something I'm going to continue to keep in my everyday rotation. And then since my discovery of the Milwaukee Fastback, both the original just straight utility knife and then this one with the driver on the end, these have been incredible, especially again with all the work that I've been putting in since we moved into this new house. And this thing it has come in handy so much. It really has. And it's always good. I'm seeing more and more why a lot of people like to carry a utility blade, even if it's secondary to a pocket knife. I see the use in that, and I see the utilitarian side of that, because sometimes you don't want to rip through 40 moving boxes with your knife because it might dull quicker, or whatever the reason is. You've got a utility blade, you've got a backup blade with it. You can just shred through 40 moving boxes like I've done and not worry about having to go resharpen or touch it up or anything. It is very handy for that purpose. And so this has been something that, again, since I've discovered the Milwaukee Fastback and got my first one and now this one, this is something that I definitely keep pretty consistently in the rotation as well, because I don't know, I get the hype about these now, and I'm definitely a Milwaukee dude for sure. So that is kind of the tool side of things. These two specifically, again, may not be in my pockets every single day, but they are in there enough and consistently that I would definitely consider these part of my EDC or my everyday rotation. So on the tool side, that's what I've got for those. I think I want to carry a multi-tool. I don't know. I'm still on the fence about that. We won't get into that conversation today. These are the tools that I have and that I use and are pretty much consistently carried. So they are definitely in the everyday rotation. But now for the main attraction, at least for me, is the pocket knife. These three, and again, I will preface this, these three are my newest, most recent knife purchases. So a lot of this comes from the hype and excitement of having a new knife, but also I feel like I've stepped up with purchasing these knives. And not that there's anything wrong with the knives I carried before by any means, but I feel like I'm finally getting in and zoning in on the type of knife I like to carry. And we've got a manual, we've got an auto, and we've got a fixed blade. So really, I've got three different types of knives that I'm rotating through, and each one of them is great for so many different reasons. And again, depending on maybe what I'm wearing that day or what the tasks for that day may include, if it's going to be a regular light day at the office, which is typically what I'm looking at, probably just throw my Bel Air in my pocket and call it a day. It's fidgety, it's fun, it's light, it can get the job done. But then I've also got the Launch 21, heavy duty M4, big hunk of a knife that if I know I'm going to be out working in the yard, out working outside, doing heavier work, especially on the weekends, I'll probably throw this in my pocket. Or if I just want to say screw it, throw the folders to the side and throw this guy on my belt for the day, whether I'm just working another day in the office or I'm working outside, working around the house, doing some kind of side job, whatever, I might just throw this on there because I've really come to love and enjoy this knife. And so again, that's where I think the EDC, the everyday carry versus the everyday rotation comes into play, because I don't know if I could pick out a single one of each of these items to consistently stick with every single day. One, I'm going to blame my attention span. Like, I like to mix things up. I like to carry different things. That's why I've got a knife collection, not a knife. And I feel like that's the same for a lot of people. But yeah, to sit here and try to narrow it down to exactly one knife, and we've all seen videos like that. Some of you have maybe made videos like that where it's like, hey, if I had to choose one, what would it be? That's tough for me. That is truly a tough task to narrow it down. If I were to pick one knife, one light, one watch, and throw everything else out the window, I couldn't do it. I really could not, because I love the aspect of having a collection for that reason. Now, I will say I am downsizing my collection quite a bit, because I am realizing that even though I cannot sit there and pick one knife, one light, one watch, one tool, I am narrowing in, I am zoning in on the EDC that I love, the everyday rotation that I love. I am narrowed down to the knives that, one, either I can't get rid of for sentimental reasons, whether it was anniversary gift, my first Benchmade, a custom Benchmade, whatever. There are knives in my case and in my collection that I will not get rid of, even if I never carry them again. And those are going to be the sentimental knives. But when it comes down to everything else, I think there for a minute I was just like, I want to build up my collection. I got to build it up, get a new knife. Especially in Walmart, when Walmart started selling Civivi and then some of the Kershaws, some of the newer Kershaws, I was just like, oh, I gotta get them. That's awesome. Walmart's selling this. That's great. Let me go up to GP Knives. Let me grab one of these. And I realized I was buying them because, one, some of it might have just been hype. I saw a lot of hype about this specific new knife, and I was easily sold because I was fresh into the EDC world. And so I wanted to build up my collection to have as many options as possible for carrying a knife. But now that I am more and more into this, and I am honing in on what my tastes are, on what my preferences are, on really what my daily needs are, I'm realizing that no, I got suckered into the get the new knife, get the hyped up knife, get the hyped up light, whatever it is. I got suckered into that. And I will be the first to admit it. That's unfortunate. Spent a lot of money, spent a lot of time investing into these knives, picking up these knives, barely carrying them, and then moving on to the next one. I'm realizing now how silly that is. At least to me, it is silly, because I don't need more than what I've got right here, you know? And so that is where I've kind of honed in and realized, all right, I've got the gear that I want. It might not be all one thing. It might not be, the same one tool every single day, but I have got the batch of gear that I want and that I need for my everyday carry needs, for my specific tastes or preferences. This is it. And like I said, I've got other knives. I got a few multi-tools. Like I've got a couple of Victorinoxes laying around that, again, I might throw in my pocket every once in a while. Like my hiker today, I threw into the 5th pocket of the shorts that I'm wearing. I don't remember why I grabbed it, but I came downstairs and I threw it in my pocket. Used it a little bit today, grabbed the tweezers out of it, and that was about it. So I'll have those one-offs that I might occasionally throw into my back pocket, or I might leave one in the car or one at my desk at work, whatever. But the overall bulk of my gear is right here on what I need and what I carry. And so the rest of it is being thinned out. And I've actually done a second video now on a big collection sale of selling off and getting rid of a bunch of my other knives and tools. I'll link that video down here too if you guys want to go check that out and, buy some stuff that I'm not using anymore. I'm not carrying anymore. So you can go check that out. Send me a message or an email if you guys are interested in any of that. But this is definitely, like I said, as of now, my honed in, tailored, specific needs for my EDC and what I like and what I prefer. And I don't know. I think that's about it. So through all of this, I am curious on, other people's stance out there in the EDC world. What does EDC mean to you? Is it the exact same knife, light, multi-tool, watch, whatever every single day no matter what, and you own one of each and that's it, I would be very interested to see what that is for you guys. Or are you more on the everyday rotation side, where you've got a couple of knives, couple of lights, couple of watches, couple of multi-tools, and you just pick and choose which one you want to carry for that day? Let me know. Because after I saw that video and I started thinking more and more about the everyday carry versus the everyday rotation, it really got me thinking, and that's really why I'm thinning out my collection of everything, not just knives, but multi-tools, lights. I don't think there's a single watch I can get rid of though, because those all have a lot of sentimental value as well. Every single watch that I own either came from my wife or my parents, or I don't know, so one reason or another I can't get rid of them. Even if I never wear them again, I can't do it. There's too much too many memories, too much sentimental value to those watches that I will never get rid of them. But outside of that, as far as gear goes, you will definitely be seeing a lot more going up for sale, a lot more getting moved around and pushed. And I'm not saying I'm never going to go out and buy a new knife again. That would be ridiculous, because I've got 3 knives right now in my cart or in my wish list on GP Knives that there's a good chance I'm going to go pick one of those up, hopefully sooner rather than later. And this does not even get into or cover all of my other fixed blades as far as outdoor camping knives, survival knives, bushcraft knives. Those I could buy a million of, because I would love to test out and try out new fixed blades for outdoor purposes. But this is it right here. So again, let me know what you guys think. If you are more on the everyday carry or the everyday rotation side. I'm serious. If somebody out there has one knife, one light, one watch, one multi-tool, whatever, literally just one that they carry every single day and they've had for the last 5, 10, 15, 20 years, I would love to see that, because I think that's awesome. I don't have the attention span to just carry one single thing every single day, but I would love to see somebody's everyday carry and setup that they've had for however long now. Or, maybe I'm just crazy and just rambling on about all this EDC stuff, but I think that's what I love about this community, is being able to come out, put this stuff on YouTube to start discussions, start conversations, get people's opinions, and just kind of go from there. Get some new ideas. But yeah, that's it. That's what I've got for today. That's what's been on my mind. I've been rambling on for about 20. I'm done rambling on. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're still watching at the 23-minute mark, I appreciate it. Please leave a comment on your opinion on your side of things on EDC versus everyday rotation. I'd love to hear from y'all. And again, go check out those linked videos on the different gears and the different knives I got up for sale right now. But thank you all so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.